All right, everybody, welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos podcast, special edition, hot stove, whatever you want to call it. Yo, we got big news today. Alex, it's your boy. Go for it. Break it down for everyone.
We got him. We got him. I've been calling for this man for I don't know how many years now. Okay, when he was a free agent and before even the Cubs got him, I was saying it, and all of everybody on this show was like, I don't know. He needs some proving. He needs to prove himself. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, this man has finally proved it because guess what? The Yankees have traded for who? Cody effing Bellinger. Okay, I've been wanting Cody on this team for a good while. I've always said it. The man can play first. The man can play outfield. We now have exactly the pieces that we a piece that we need. I'm not saying it's going to be the replacement of Juan Soto. That is no one's ever going to say that. That is a different type of player altogether. But I will say this: this is we are looking more like a championship caliber team, in my opinion, right now with the addition of him than not having than with the addition of Soto because of the fact of the matter that he's a more versatile player compared to Soto. He could play around, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, the Yankees still have money in the bank to actually do stuff. So we could still get more players on this team. But like, let's be real, okay? You want to put some numbers in there for everybody? No, let's be real. Okay, after 569 plate appearances, he had 72 runs, 137 hits, 18 home runs, 19 stolen bases. He had a 266 average, a 325 OBP, slugging at a 426, and OPS at 751. And that is all last year in the Cubs. Come on. He had no one batting with him in the Cubs. Now he's going to be in the Yankees. Then he's going to have people like Judge, Big G. You got Jazz. You got Volpe. This is now looking like a team that is defensively is way better, 1,000% in my opinion. Okay, and then offensively, it's not just okay, just home run, home run, home run, but we're looking more like a complete team, as in contact and home runs. And the way that Cashman is doing right now, he's being Cashman, he's being God Cashman. Let's be real, okay? Like he is doing his job this off season, and I think right now, I don't know about you, gentlemen, but I think this might be the end of what's going on at least this part of the year. I see right now he's going to be taking a break until Christmas, and then the New Year's going to kick in, and then that's when he's going to be doing the real work. It's like who knows what's going to go on. It's either going to be another outfielder, or we're going to go get us an Alex Bregman, or maybe even or someone over there in first base. But who knows what's going on? How about you, Danny? What do you got to say about this, sir?
Yeah, I was pretty hyped when I saw that. Like, I was like, good. So it's being reported that he's going to be playing center field, and that's going to allow Judge to move over to right, and that opens up that space for Jay Dom to take over left field. Um, but Cody Bellinger can hit lead off for us. He could hit in that four hole. It really depends on what we do with the corner infield, whether it's a third baseman or a first baseman. If we go into the free agent market, you know, I've been saying this for a little bit, but I like Santander only as a first baseman. And I think if the Yankees bring him on board, a switch hitting, power hitting first baseman, count me in all day with Anthony Santander. I'm even okay with Alex Bregman coming on board, but we're gonna stick to the Cody Bellinger thing. What he does to impact this team, it can be immeasurable, right? So he's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got the on base. He doesn't strike out much, right? Well, at least over the past 2 years, he hasn't struck out much. He's only struck out 15.6% over the past 2 years combined. He's walked almost 8% of the time, right? So good for a 356 on base in 2023 and a 325 on base last year in 2024. His batting average is a little bit lower in 2024. He hit 266 compared to 307 the year prior. But he's a positive base runner. According to Fangraphs, he's got a 1.4 rate for base running, and he's negative defensively, but in center field, he's average, right? And in center field in Yankee Stadium and in most places, if you have average defense in center field and you get 25 home run power, like, count me in. Count me in. 7 days a week and twice on Sunday for a guy like Cody Bellinger to either hit leadoff or hit behind Aaron Judge or hit behind Giancarlo or split up Judge and Giancarlo. he's so versatile for this lineup, and he makes the Yankees better today, right? Obviously, Juan Soto is who he is, and no one's going to match him. Um, Offensively, no one will, but the Yankees got better on the bases, and the Yankees got better defensively. Getting Judge over to right field, I think, has more impact than just a pure acquisition of Cody Bellinger and saving his legs and allowing him to get to his more natural position, even though Aaron Judge will say he's a natural center fielder. But we need Aaron Judge in right field, and he's going to win a Gold Glove in right field as opposed to what he did in center field, which was below average. So that's a huge impact as well.
No, absolutely. One of the going back to one thing you just mentioned about center field for Bellinger, there's been conflicting reports out there that Bellinger is going to be a center fielder, and then there's other reports that said the Yankees have told him like it's wide open where we're going to play you. So there's a shot that he plays left field, which him being more advanced defensively than Dominguez and having the wherewithal to understand the ball and see and have better reads. I think it's better for Jason to be center field and then have Cody Bellinger play left field. That will give a solid defensive, more solid defense. That you have guys that are in good positions, especially left field Yankee Stadium. You need to have basically another center fielder in left field, so it kind of works well there. Following the tea leaves after this, it's first. It looks like I think they're out of the Bregman market, especially with taking 25 million on from Bregman. I'm sorry, from Bellinger this year, and then 22.5 next year. I think it comes down to because the Yankees got $5 million. They're splitting up 2.5 this year, 2.5 next year. So the first base is the next domino to fall. And on Thursday, we'll probably be going into that and having a lot more discussions on the availability of who's going to be playing first base, excuse me, for them. But overall, man, I like this deal a lot. Gives them a left-handed bat. Alex before just ran down the numbers, and he played 130 games last season. He had a 2.2 WAR, but with those 18 home runs in Chicago, I mean, man, there's times that when those flags are blowing in, that ball ain't going. And he now has the perfect swing to go after the short porch. So I can foresee him going not even 25. I can see him going at like 30 plus 35. I actually at one point said 35. I still have 35 in my head that he can hit 35 home runs for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And think of it this way, they have about 92 games in the Yankee dimensions. They got the regular 82 at home plus however many they're playing against the Rays. I just ballparked it at 10, which probably isn't going to be the case, probably more like 7, but whatever the case may be. You got like 90 games with a short porch. That's going to do wonders for them. That's going to do wonders for Judge. That's going to do wonders for Stanton, especially like a Bellinger, J-Dom, and Austin Wells, like all those guys aiming that way. It's going to do wonders this season for them. So now, as we move forward, we have another starter. We have our number 2 in Max Fried. Got our closer. Got a left fielder, center fielder, left fielder, whichever the case may be. And if he needs to come in, he plays first base for a game or two, kind of giving someone a spell. Like this is a more rounded team. You give Cashman has gotten a lot of crap over the years, man. But the Devin Williams deal was out of the blue. Like nobody thought he came out and said he didn't think he thought he was going to go to the Dodgers. He thought he was going out to the Dodgers, and all of a sudden the Yankees came in and swooped up. And then to get Bellinger for Cody Poteet.
Oh.
That's it. Cody Poteet.
Nothing.
That's a nothing thing, man. You got a dude there. Now you still got plenty of ammunition to go after some big guys. You got plenty to go after, people talking Yandy Diaz. Yeah, he's got it. He's good. If we're going first baseman, I want Nathan Lau. I want Nathan Lau from the Texas Rangers. Put him at first base. He's really good offensively, really good defensively. Another left-handed bat. Backup plan is Josh Naylor. You've still got plenty of money around, and you got because the money overall right now for the Yankees is at with Cody Bellinger, I'd say about 282.
I got it right here in front of me, Mark.
All right.
So this is without Cody, right? Because we don't know what the tax is going to be yet. They're saying $2.5 million this year and $2.5 million next year, and that's 52 million over 52 million, right? So Let's say this year he was gonna make what 25 with the Cubs, minus 2.5, so that's 22 million roughly.
22 and a half,
Roughly.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So right now the payroll, projected payroll with pre-arb and arbitration guys is 242 million. So they have $14 million before that first cap, right? And I
Before the first Steve Cohen tax.
no,
No,
yeah,
no,
before the
there's
first
only one
tax.
Steve Cohen tax. That's like the
Yeah.
highest level.
Yeah, that's the highest level up.
Okay, the
And
first tax though.
that's over $301 million. And I think Hal wants to stay within that $300 million range.
Hmm.
So with this, we have about $20 more million to spend. And we got to remember, Marcus Stroman is making $18 million this year.
That's where I was going next.
Oh no,
Yep.
no, no! I
Go,
already have
go,
it. Yes,
go,
do it,
go,
do it.
yep,
I
go
hope you
there.
have the same idea that I have for
No,
that place
listen,
for
I
that
don't
guy.
care where he goes. You could ship him out. It's $18.5 million.
There's only one place to send them, sir.
Go for it. Say it.
Send his ass over to freaking Oakland. Okay, Oakland's already fucked up as it is as an organization. They're already getting they're already getting looked in by the league itself. They're already getting looked at by the Players Association as well for getting all this damn money from everybody, but they're not spending it anywhere. They're not even spending on players. So the best way for them to do it is get, and it's not like they have a fan base they're trying to help out. All they're trying to do is make sure that the damn league doesn't fuck them over. So the only way to really do that is, oh my gosh, take players that play that are not going to do anything for us, but at least going to make us look like that we're spending money. So who's going to work? A Stroman. Take Stroman. A nothing burger. Take the money. They take the money all the way, and then we don't have to worry about a damn thing. I'll take a damn prospect from Oakland right now.
Oakland doesn't have bad prospects. I mean, they got some guys, but I mean, don't forget they overspent. They did overspend for Luis Severino. Like they gave him a good amount of money.
They're going to
There's
overspend for everybody because they need to, so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean it happened to the Marlins before too. They had it overspent. I think in the end, you gotta look at the landscape out there and what you really need. You know, Seattle's another kind of place that you kind of want to take a look at. They might be getting rid of Luis Castillo, but at the same token, like yeah, but Luis Castillo was making more than Stroman. Like Louis Castillo is supposed to be going to Boston. Then you can just turn around and take Stroman, send him over to Seattle, and get young guys you could get a couple of young guys from. Take Stroman, go down to Washington. Washington needs some people. Washington needs to spend a little bit of money. Then you take a real flyer on someone because they got a lot of low level guys as well over there.
Yeah.
So you start playing around with some of the teams there. You know, you have them. You got Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh's not going to spend any money. They'll never do that. But you can see along the way where teams are going to have to start filling in. You know, Houston one just before was looking for Louis Heel. Why not send Stroman down there and take low level guys or take prospects? Just send them down there. Even if you get like nothing burger prospects, but you get the 18 million off the books. Like
Yeah.
that's a spot to go to, and he's only there for 1 year.
Mhm. Yeah, we have to look at teams that need starting pitching, like
Yeah,
bad, right? Oakland is a spot. Obviously, they just acquired Jeff Springs, and he's making $10 million this year for Oakland. And Sevy, obviously, that's $20 million, which is crazy, right? But the starting pitching market is ridiculous. But
yeah, it is.
if the Yankees eat $5 million of Stroman's contract, and let's just say another team has to pay him, you know, 13. Where the case me, I forget how that works out.
Yeah.
But if the Yankees eat $5 million, and if they send,
they send $5 million with the
yeah,
18 and a half. They're only his cap hit is going to be 13 plus.
13, correct. So that saves up some room right there. But you have to get creative, and maybe a team like Cincinnati. I mean, they have
I was
young
thinking
pitching
I was
staff.
thinking I was thinking Anaheim.
Anaheim might be another spot. They're looking to improve. So the Yankees need to find a way to get Marcus Stroman off this roster. Essentially, is what we're saying.
Yeah,
For that $18 million to improve within the margins, add a Nathaniel Lowe, or maybe go out to the market. I love Christian Walker, but with the tax hit in terms of the prospects along with the international signing bonus, like that's a deep cut. Honestly, we already lost two rounds with the Max Fried signing, and $1 million. Do we really want to tack on more to that for a guy like Christian Walker, who in 2 years may not be, the Christian Walker that we saw in Arizona? We saw what's happening with Anthony Rizzo. Like,
Exactly. I was just gonna say
uh,
exactly the same thing. Like, I mean, like I could see it for Christian Walker. Yes, 34 years old, a 6.8 WAR, but like, I mean, let's be real. Like you're saying, for all we know, in 2 years, I mean, what Rizzo is 35 years old and he declined how rapidly as hell. I mean, yes, let's be real. It was a concussion 2 years ago that did it to him, but it just took one damn concussion and boom, he started declining so quickly. What's to say that something that doesn't happen to Christian Walker, and then he declines so really rapidly at his age? Like it's a scary thing, and it's like there are when you look at all the free agents and first baseman, it's like there's nothing really good in there anyway. If you really look at it, like truthfully, other than Christian Walker, I don't want Pete Alonso on this team. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go for like, oh yay, how other Yankee fans are out there are saying that they would like him and all kinds of. It just looks like such a freaking like, okay, I'm trying to like get revenge for you guys taking Soto. I'm like, I don't care. Let him be over there. Let him play over there with another in Queens. Okay, what Carlos Santana? I mean, like, okay, 39 years old, 4.5. Come on, 4.5 WAR. Paul Goldschmidt, 37 years old, 4.4 WAR. Like, but that's still over the age. Justin Turner, 2.2 WAR, 40 years old though. Like the youngest person that I can think of, other than Joey Gallo, is freaking what Connor Joe. Okay, and like what and from Pittsburgh, and like I don't I don't know if I freaking see Connor Joe as like, oh my gosh, the Yankee first baseman either. Like I don't see that at all. Like I mean, the guy could play. I'm not saying he can't play professional baseball, but at Yankee level, no, no. I'm sorry. It's just the only thing that the Yankees could do, and the greatest thing for this the great thing about the trade getting Cody Bellinger is that now it opens it up that we as the Yankees as an organization can now trade away prospects if they need to get a first baseman from another team that we could have control maybe either for a year or 2 years possibly. So that way it could work out for the Yankees in the long run. Because I mean, getting some of these guys that are like old as hell, it ain't gonna work out. And yeah, and Pete Alonso, I don't need John Carlos Stanton again on here this team. Sorry. I
You
already
got a
got
point
one.
there.
I only got one. I don't need another one that swings just like him.
Well, going back to Danny with the Christian Walker thing, and I know we'll have a lot more this conversation Thursday, but just to touch on that, 4 years at like 20, I think he's looking for four years at 25, $27 million. Are you willing to, if you, especially you take that hit, then you lose two more rounds of draft picks. You lose what, the third round and then the fifth round. I think you lose more international money, and from what I've been told, the Yankees are scared of losing not the draft picks. They're scared of losing more international money because they're all in. It's because to the next, not this class coming up, it's the next class. They're all in on Wandy Sejan. He's the man. They're signing him no matter what. And then they got a couple other guys that they're heavily linked to as well. Another shortstop, he's supposed to be Yeston Horton, and then a left-handed hitting catcher, Jose Colinas.
Mm-hmm.
So they got a couple of guys that they don't want to lose down there, and they have guys that are coming in. They're stacking up, international signings, and they got dudes coming. Like I've had conversations. They got dudes. When you hear something like you got a monster here, like they got a monster coming in Wandy. They got another dude coming um in the following year, Myron, who's like the second. I sent you guys something about the Atlanta Braves guy who's getting
Yeah, I
5.8.
remember.
So that kid was playing on the same 15U Dominican team. They moved Wandy Sejan over to second base because that guy that the Braves are getting is the dude. He's the number one pick in that class, and then the Yankees are getting Myron De La Rosa, and he's the number two guy in that class. They got Myron's younger brother Danielle coming in another time, and then they got a dude that's coming that's supposedly a monster out of Venezuela coming real soon too. So I mean, they don't want to start losing all the money that they're getting for these guys because all these guys right now can set them up for the future
Yeah.
as well. But that's another time, another place.
Who knows? I mean, like if realistically, I mean, if the Yankees, I guess, were to go for someone in the free agent market for a first baseman, I think probably, in my opinion, the only one, even though he's old as hell, will probably, but I would only give him a 1 year deal. And the reason why I would give him the 1 year deal is so that way maybe Ben Rice could learn from him as well. Is Carlos Santana? That's it, and that's the only reason why is because he's a switch hitting he's a switch hitting,
Mhm.
so that could work out. But I would only do it if Carlos Santana came for a 1 year deal and and then he knows that, hey, this deal is basically, you want that ring, here's your best chance in getting that ring right now, let's do this shit and get ready to start teaching Ben Rice, so then that way Ben Rice could be learning from him, learning from DJ, and also, um worst case scenario, the emergency backup catcher if need be.
I don't think he's caught in like 15 years.
Oh, I
But
agree. I agree. But I'm like,
No, I think Ben Rice, but no, Ben Rice was a catcher. But listen, I
oh,
don't.
I thought you were talking about Carl Santana.
no, I
My
was talking
bad.
about Ben
My bad.
Rice. I'm talking
Yeah,
My bad.
yeah, but Ben Rice,
for
I'm,
Ben
pulling
Rice.
listen, I'm pulling a parachute on Ben Rice, but I'm going to leave it at that so we can talk more about it on Thursday. Going back to the man of the hour, Cody Bellinger. I think is like we said, there's no more flowers to give on that. It's a great move. Still, I think it's going to be it's well received by everybody. They still got money to play with. I think that Danny gave the numbers before, but I think the actual numbers, I overheard today saying, like, with Cody in there, they're at 280 something. Then you get
Yes.
then you get rid of Marcus Stroman to then free up some more money. And you can stay under the $300 million marker if you get like a Brandon Lau, Yandy Diaz, something like that. And or I'm sorry, Brandon Lau and Brandon Lau and Yandy Diaz. That's a trade to go to make a trade
For
for.
both of them. For
Yes,
Yeah,
both of them.
yeah.
for both of
Let's
them,
get both of
but it's gonna
them.
but it's
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 gonna
gonna
cost
hurt.
a lot.
It's gonna
Yeah.
hurt. You know who the Rays want.
Heal, probably.
I don't know if they want Heal. I know they want George Lombard Jr. I know
That's
they were.
fine.
I know they've been interested in Roderick Arias too. I heard
I don't
Brando
know about
my.
Arias.
I'm
I
not sure
heard
about
Brando.
Aries, but Lombard Jr. go for it. They could have him.
I heard Brando Maea's name being thrown out there too. Like these are young guys that can be controllable later on. But
Yeah.
I would say yes to Brandon, no to Arias though.
yeah, I don't want. Listen, I'm a huge Roderick Arias fan. You know,
Yeah,
our we started the show with I dubbed the International Day that day was Roderick Arias Day. So
I remember. Yeah, we all remember that one.
Yandy Diaz and Brandon Lau make a combined 20.5 million.
Mhm.
And the luxury tax hit would be 18.5.
That's perfect.
Right within the wheelhouse, right there.
It's right
Like,
there.
yo,
It's right
what are the
there.
prospects? And those two dudes in the middle of our lineup, put Yandy in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, you put Yandy in the leadoff, exactly.
Brandon Lau behind to split up Giancarlo and Aaron, or even in the 3 spot, or even in the 2 spot.
I
The
think the
thing
three
with
spots are the same, but the bellies.
I think well, what I think you could do Jazz at the 1, Judge 2, then you got Lau 3, Giancarlo 4. Then you start playing around Yandy 5, or you got Belly 5, Yandy 6. Then 7, 8, 9 are perfectly set up for Dominguez, um, Austin Wells
And Volpe.
And Volpe. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, no, yeah, that looks good. And then it's basically how we've been wanting it, or at least I've been wanting the whole lefty, righty, or righty, lefty, depending on the day, the week.
And then Lau has multiple years of control. He's
Mhm.
under club control in 2025. He's got a club option in 2026 for 11.5 million, and then he's an unrestricted free agent. So wow, talk about it's
Cash
going to cost a
God.
lot.
Cash
It-
God.
it-
You got some work to do for the new year, sir. Make us all be happy.
oh my gosh! And then Yandy, club option for $12 million in 2026. That's he's a stud. So uh it's
Yeah.
gonna take a lot. It's gonna
It,
take a lot to get both of those
it,
guys.
it it definitely is, but I think on that note, I think we should definitely get ready to have this discussion on Thursday more, so that way we
For
could,
sure.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, Mark and Danny, on to this. This is the special emergency episode of the Bronx Muchachos, and be ready for Thursday when that episode comes out. Okay. Good night, everybody, and be ready.
Peace.